Alright, so today I have a bit of a different kind of video for you all. At the time of me writing this, which is July 19th, it's been exactly 1 year since I decided to mod my Switch. In that time, I've started this channel, made content that I enjoyed and love making, and even had a few videos do exceptionally well. I've gotten to interact with a lot of new people and subscribers, and I've also learned a ton about the modding scene for this now aging console. I just want to share my thoughts about having my Switch be extra personalized, if you will, and I think you'll all find what I have to say a bit interesting. So if you enjoy this video and want to see more modding content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and your support is appreciated. Now, let's begin. So before I talk about the modding scene for this console, I know that I might get a few questions regarding how you mod a Switch itself, and that I am not going to answer. Switch lights and OLEDs are unmoddable when it comes to their software alone, and a mod chip is always required. I know pretty much nothing about mod chips and how they work for the newer models because I don't have a model that requires one myself. Which leads me to my next point. Usually models that can be modded without mod chips are the original Arista models from 2017 with an unpatched serial number. If you want to know more about modding a system itself, I'd recommend doing your own research. I am not providing any links regarding any of the things I am talking about in this video, as I am just here to voice my opinions and nothing more. Anyhow, it's time to get into the pros and cons of having a modded console. The first pro is of course loading mods for games. If you look at any video on this channel, you'll see that I definitely took advantage of that. I gotta say, this is the biggest pro in my opinion, since it breathes new life into so many games. From character mods in Smash to custom tracks in Mario Kart, adding mods to these games isn't half bad and is pretty easy, and actually playing with them is always fun. If you're an older viewer to the channel, you probably remember I made a tutorial on how to download mods for games, but sadly it was taken down a few weeks after it was posted. So do not ask me for any tutorials in the comments regarding installing game mods. I am not going to make any more tutorials in the near future. So another major factor I want to mention is that going online with any in-game mods whatsoever is pretty much a guaranteed ban unless specific mods say otherwise. This leads me into the first con, and that is staying offline. If you have a modded console in any sort, you pretty much have to stay offline or you risk getting banned. But if you modify it in any way, online shouldn't be much of a big deal to you in the first place, and I certainly don't care for it myself. Now, another con that I absolutely need to mention is managing the system. I'm gonna be honest, it's an absolute pain in the neck to maintain a modded console. That could be because I'm still a rookie when it comes to this stuff, but I can't even count the amount of times I've almost softlocked or bricked the system, had games crash on me, and even custom firmware itself crash. As a matter of fact, it crashed on me earlier at the time of me recording this. Also, making sure everything is up to date is pretty tedious. I've also had to use 2 different SD cards over the past year, one 256 gig and one 512 gig, which I currently use, because my previous one had so much slowdown from removing it and using it so much to transfer files, so that is definitely another issue that I wanted to mention. So I don't want to make it seem like it's all doom and gloom with a modded system. So I'll say this, and this is a huge pro, and that is freedom to essentially do whatever you want with the console. Using homebrew apps and plugins, backing up games, playing emulators, downloading Android, all this stuff is pretty fun to mess around with, and it helps balance out the cons of dealing with certain aspects of the console. For example, DS emulation is possible here, as you've been seeing with the gameplay on screen, and it's pretty good, and I haven't had many issues with it, besides certain games just not loading at all, and those are usually custom ROM hacks, and I've been updating them lately too, so they haven't been giving me any issues. However, the Switch is limited by its very old hardware, so throw out the idea of emulating Wii, GameCube, or PS2 without installing Android or Linux, and even then, it's very experimental from what I have seen. So I want to close with this. I know this video was pretty short and I didn't say too much about the Switch modding scene, but I just wanted to put my thoughts out there because the Switch is really the most important console I own. I mean, I wouldn't be here making this video if I hadn't used my Switch to start this channel in the first place, so for that I am very grateful. Anyhow, that's about all I have for this video. I'll see you all next time, and until then, take care.